Last April, a Nightline investigation sparked outrage here and abroad. It focused on a chilling torture video and a member of an Arab royal family. Now the story is back and the anger reignited. Our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, who broke this story, is here tonight. Brian?
Terry, the verdict was denounced today by a senior U.S. State Department official as not credible. And human rights groups called it a cover-up by the UAE royal family to protect its own, apparently oblivious to what others might say. The videotapes first broadcast by ABC News Nightline appeared to be clear evidence of the brutal treatment handed out by a member of the royal family against a grain dealer he thought had cheated him. Sheikh Issa, the brother of the country's crown prince, was seen directing a cameraman as he administered his victim's punishment with the help of a man in uniform. Come closer, the sheikh instructed during the torture session. After sand is forced into the victim's mouth, after the sheikh uses a cattle prod on the man, there is this gruesome scene involving a board with a protruding nail. There was worse that could not be broadcast on the tape, made at the sheikh's ranch, and then smuggled out of the country by his former business partner, Bassam Naboussi of Houston.
My hopes were that they found him guilty in what he did, and he gets his deserved punishment.
The tape led to worldwide condemnation, and in a first involving the royal family. Prosecutors in the United Arab Emirates actually filed criminal charges against the sheikh. But he was found not guilty over the weekend after his lawyer argued the sheikh had been drugged and set up by his former partner to commit the violent acts on tape.
My client was a victim of a conspiracy of a couple of people who drugged him, who gave him certain medication, who prepared this whole scene in order to tape it and in order to use it for blackmailing him.
The sheikh's lawyer says his royal client was the true victim, not the man he beat and tortured.
The fact that being a member of royal family had to go through this judicial process in an unprecedented case in the whole region was really a nightmare for him.
Now the nightmare belongs to the sheikh's former partner, Bassam Naboussi, an American citizen who made the tape public in the first place. Naboussi was not at the trial, but the court in Abu Dhabi found him and his brother guilty of setting up the royal sheikh and sentenced both men to 5 years in prison.
It's unbelievable. I mean, they stoop so low and they're trying so hard to clean up his dirty image, but that's not going to help.
Naboussi's lawyer, Tony Busby, called the outcome a joke, but no real surprise.
If anybody that sees that tape, no one would ever believe, no matter what kind of drugs this man was taking, that someone could do that, what he did, without being an animal. And that's what he is, an animal.
The tape had been seen by human rights groups as the first solid evidence of long-standing allegations that the royal family in the Emirates abused its foreign workers. And while 3 of the sheikh's employees or servants who helped him with the torture were convicted and sent to prison, the man with the power was set free.
It's really hard for people to stomach that the primary perpetrator, director of the torture that we saw in the video is found not guilty, but everyone else involved is found guilty. And also, this is a much bigger problem than one particular sheikh. This is a problem of impunity for those affiliated and associated with the royal family, and impunity for torture and abuse at the hands of people who appear to be police officers. There needs to be a full and public accounting. There need to be reforms at the highest levels, and the UAE doesn't seem to be ready to be doing this.
After we first broadcast that torture tape last year, some in Congress threatened to hold up U.S. approval for the UAE's nuclear plans. The arrest of the sheikh was enough to satisfy Congress, and the nuclear deal was approved. Now the UAE has its deal, and the royal brother is free to go back to running his ranch.